Thank you very much, Brigadier. Dear South Africans, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are pleased to share the successes attained by the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, DPCI, during the first quarter of 2024-2025 financial year. The DPCI remains committed to its mandate of investigating, preventing, and combating national priority offenses. At the end of the last financial year, the DPCI was carrying 18,461 cases, involving 12 charges. Of these cases, 5,616 involving 11,972 accused persons were serving before the various courts in the country, while 1,788 were receiving attention by the National Prosecuting Authority in order to decide on prosecution or otherwise. The DPCI has damage to essential infrastructure and crimes against the state. A total number of 673 suspects, representing 637 natural persons. Of these natural persons, 489, which is 77%, are South Africans, while 148, which is 23%, are foreign nationals. Of the 673 suspects, the Serious Organized Crime Investigation secured 370 of these. The Serious Commercial Crime Investigation secured 234, while the Serious Corruption Investigation secured 69 arrests. Most of these arrests were effected in Gauteng province with 167 suspects, followed by KwaZulu-Natal province with 114, the Northwest province with 92, Mpumalanga province with 50. During these arrests, 68 firearms and 1,797 rounds of ammunition were seized. 3 clandestine drug laboratories were 100 rands. During this period, the Directorate secured convictions on 506 accused. Of these convictions, 262 accused persons, inclusive of 12 juristic persons, were sentenced, while the balance of 244, which include 15 juristic persons, are to be sentenced on the dates after this quarter under review. One of the 262 sentenced natural persons, 173 are South Africans, while 77 are foreign nationals. The top sentenced foreign nationals are 27 Zimbabweans, Lesotho with 14 convicts, Mozambique with 10 convicts. The rest are divided, were secured in the Northwest province with 51, followed by Gauteng with 47, Mpumalanga with 26, KwaZulu-Natal with 24, and the Eastern Cape province with 23 convictions. Of these convictions, the Serious Organized Crime Investigation secured 135, while the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation secured 88, and the Serious Corruption Investigation secured 21. We shall in the coming months analyze the 244 convicts as and when they are sentenced. To ensure that crime does not pay, 77 court orders were granted in relation to the assets associated with crime. This made assets to 1,256. I shall cite 30 cases which represent 2% of these successes. Starting with the serious organized crime investigation, the DPCI carried over a total number of 34 projects-driven investigation from the fourth quarter of the last financial year to the first quarter of this year. 5 project-driven investigations were closed during this first quarter of 2024-2025 financial year, of which 4 of these were successfully closed with 35 arrests. Coming to the specific cases, case number 1, a man is sentenced to 185 years imprisonment for illegal possession of firearms. This happened in the Western Cape province. On the 18th of October 2020, the City of Cape Town traffic officials were busy with a vehicle checkpoint at Blaubeck Road when they noticed a white Volkswagen Polo acting suspiciously. The officials stopped the vehicle to check the driver's license and to search the boot of the car. When the driver, Ubanas Lomboleni Shambuako, 41 years, a Namibian national, got out of the vehicle. When asked as to the contents of the bag, he jumped back into the vehicle and sped off. The officials gave chase and managed to block the vehicle in the Dunoon, where he drove into Waxbury Street taxi rank. He jumped out of the vehicle with the bag and tried to run away. The official managed to catch the driver and the bag was opened. It contained an assortment of 12 pistols. Shambuako was arrested for charges ranging from possession of prohibited firearms, defeating or obstructing the ends of justice, and reckless and negligent driving. The docket was assigned to the Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation for further handling. The accused appeared in Cape Town Regional Court on several occasions until he was convicted. On the 18th of April 2024, Shambuako was sentenced to a combined sentence of 185 years imprisonment, which is made of 15 years imprisonment for each of the 12 counts of unlawful possession of firearms, 24 months imprisonment for defeating or obstructing the course of justice, and 6,000 rand fine or 12 months imprisonment for reckless and negligent driving. 2 years imprisonment for receiving firearms from a person knowing that the manufacturer serial number were erased or altered or removed. As the sentences of possession of firearms were ordered to run concurrently, the convict will effectively serve 20 years imprisonment. Over and above, the court declared the convict unfit to possess a firearm. In the second category, crimes against the state, CATS, case number 2, accused appeared in court for inciting public violence. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. On the 3rd of March 2024, Visvin Reddy, 53 years old, was allegedly heard and seen making utterances that might incite violence in Durban. He was threatening that the country will be plunged into civil war the day his political party is not appearing on the ballot paper and not allowed to campaign. He further threatened that they will make sure that no one will make it to the voting stations. He was calling for the curtailing of the constitutional rights of willing voters to exercise their democratic right to vote. A case of contravention of the Riotous Assemblies Act 17 of 1956 for inciting violence was opened at Durban Central Police Station and allocated to the Durban-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation for further exploration. On the 26th of March 2024, Reddy was served with summons to appear before court on the 3rd of April 2024. He appeared in court where he was released on warning, and the case is postponed to the 30th of August 2024 in the Chatsworth Regional Court. Case number 3, a suspect arrested for inciting public violence. This happened in Mpumalanga. On the 22nd of June 2024, the Nelspruit-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation with the assistance of crime intelligence followed up on an information regarding a member of the public who was allegedly inciting public violence through social media, saying that the country might be shut down and the president must be removed. The suspect, Kolani Grigori Koza, 37 years, was identified, traced, and arrested. He appeared in court on the 24th of June 2024, where he is facing charges of inciting public violence in contravention of the Riotous Assemblies Act 17 of 1956 and the contravention of Section 14 of the Cyber Crimes Act 19 of 2020. The case was postponed to the 1st of July 2024 at Nelspruit Magistrate Court, where he was granted 2,000 rand bail. The matter is now postponed to the 2nd of September 2024. In case number 4, accused sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for cybercrime. This happened in the Northern Cape. During March 2023, Elrico Kaiser Casper, 38-year-old, irresponsibly posted on social media that some people were planning to assassinate President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa during his visit to DR on the Human Rights Day celebration. A disruptive operation consisting of Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team and crime intelligence was operationalized, which located him. He was arrested, and his explanation was that he posted the message because of the frustration of unemployment. He made numerous court appearances until his sentencing. On the 22nd of May 2024, Casper was convicted by DR Regional Court and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for cyber fraud. Coming to the category of police killings. An attack on a police official is an attack of undermining the authority of the state. The DPCI shall continue to effectively respond to these crimes. 21 members were killed in the first quarter of the 24-25 financial year, with 16 of those having been killed while off duty and 5 whilst on duty. 18 arrests were effected, of which 9 arrests were effected on the 21 cases reported during this period, while 9 were arrested on 8 cases registered during the quarter before this first one. 12 accused persons were convicted on 4 cases and sentenced to a combined period of 139 years imprisonment and 6 months. 1 accused person was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of a Metro Police official. I will cite one case in this regard. That is case number 5. Metro Police killer gets life plus 50 years imprisonment. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. In the evening of the 6th June 2022, an off-duty Metro Police Constable Nkosinathi Hamilton Ndlovu, 57 years, was shot and killed at Glebeland's hostel, Umlazi. He was also robbed of his service pistol by two unknown men. The case was opened at Umlazi police station and handed over to the Durban-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation for further probe. An intensive investigation by the Hawks led to the arrest of Sepakamiso Jeffrey Sosibo, 31 years, who was found in possession of the deceased firearm. The matter was remanded several times before his ultimate conviction. On the 12th of April 2024, the KwaZulu-Natal Local Division of the High Court sitting in Durban sentenced Sosibo to life imprisonment for murder, 15 years imprisonment for robbery with aggravating circumstances, 15 years imprisonment for unlawful possession of a firearm, 5 years imprisonment for 3 counts of attempted murder each, and 5 years imprisonment for possession of ammunition. The accused was further declared unfit to possess a firearm. Coming to the category of cash-in-transit robberies, criminals who bomb armored cash vehicles are ruthless and do not value the life of others. 55 cases were reported on cash-in-transit related crimes for the reporting period. 34 suspects were arrested, which is made of 28 arrests effected on cases reported during this quarter under review, 7 suspects who died during the exchange of fire with the police, and 6 arrests of CIT reported cases that were reported before this quarter under review. There were also 27 arrests on cash-in-transit related robberies. These are cases such as conspiracy to commit cash-in-transit robbery, unlawful possession of firearm, and possession of suspected stolen property such as hijacked vehicles, which are used in cash-in-transit robberies. This brings the total number of arrests on cash-in-transit related cases to 61. Related cases were secured during this period. The number of period of sentences that the individuals will serve is 288 years imprisonment. One convict was also given a fine of 10,000 rands. I shall cite only 2 examples in this regard. That is case number 6, 190 years collective imprisonment for staged CIT robbery. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. On the 30th of April 2021, 2 Fidelity Cash Solution armored vehicles were en route in the convoy. The other vehicle disappeared and the other one was intercepted by robbers. An undisclosed amount of cash was taken and the suspects fled the scene. The case was reported at Harding Police Station and the case docket was allocated to Hawks for intensive investigation. The seasoned detective from Port Shepstone Serious Organized Crime Investigation interviewed all security guards who were robbed. During the interview, it was established that Bonginkosi Mabusela, 34, Pelo Mdleleni, 47, and Sinentlahla Mtlamvu, 33, were involved. It was also discovered that they conspired with a former security guard, Zita Nobadula, who is now deceased, and his accomplice to stage the robbery. Their houses were searched and 709,510 rands in cash was recovered. The 4 suspects were arrested and charged accordingly. They appeared in court and their bail application was successfully opposed. Nobadula died in prison while awaiting trial. His 3 accomplices were found guilty on the 8th of March 2024. On the 19th of April 2024, the Ezingolweni Regional Court sentenced Mabusela Mdleleni Mdavu to a total of 190 years imprisonment for theft of cash as well as this staged robbery. Each of the trio were sentenced to 15 years imprisonment for conspiracy to commit theft, 15 years imprisonment for theft of cash, 10 years imprisonment for theft of firearms, 15 years imprisonment for robbery, and 5 years imprisonment for malicious damage to property. A further 5 years imprisonment was meted out to Mutlamvu for defeating the ends of justice. As the sentences of theft of firearms, malicious damage to property, and defeating the ends of justice will run concurrently with other counts, the trio will serve 45 years imprisonment each. Case number 7, convict sentenced to 18 years imprisonment for staged CIT robbery. This happened in the Western Cape province. On the 25th of July 2019, employees from SBV were collecting money from Bayside Food Center, AP in Cape Town. The crew and the 3rd man went into the center to collect the money. On their alleged that a Toyota Avenza with 3 unknown suspects arrived and told him that there was a bomb in the vehicle. They drove with him to Langa, where the vehicle was emptied and his firearm taken. Through an intensive investigation by the Hawk Serious Organized Crime Investigation, the driver was arrested on the 26th July 2019, and it was discovered that it was actually a staged robbery. On the 15th of April 2024, Nonkumbana was sentenced by the Belleville Specialized Commercial Crime Court to 15 years imprisonment for theft of 3 million rands and 3 years imprisonment for theft of a firearm and ammunition, making the total number of years to 18 years. The sentences were ordered to run concurrently, which means that he will serve 15 years imprisonment. The convict was further declared unfit to possess a firearm. Case number 8. 3 Zimbabweans share 45 years imprisonment for explosives. This happened in Limpopo province. In September 2022, an off-duty police official saw 2 suspicious males who were carrying bags. He stopped the said individuals and introduced himself before he requested to search their bags. Inside the bags, he found explosives. There were 50 units of connector-capped fuse, 2 reels of detonating fuse, and 11 pieces of about 17 meters detonating fuse. Siyabonga Sibusiso Dube and Temba Chuma, who were Zimbabweans, were arrested. The investigation led the investigators to the intended recipient, another Zimbabwean, Thabo Mukwele. The case docket was transferred to the Bulugwane-based Hawk Serious Organized Crime for further handling. The bail was successfully opposed and the accused remained in custody until the case was finalized. On the 15th of May 2024, the Musina Regional Court sentenced the trio to 15 years imprisonment each. Coming to drug and drug trafficking related offenses, the DPCI conducted focused operations which resulted in drug seizures estimated at 32,338,972 rands. A total number of 64 suspects involved in narcotics were arrested in the first quarter of this financial year, while 25 accused persons were convicted and sentenced for drug-related offenses. 15 of the convicts paid fines. The South African Narcotics Enforcement Bureau SANEP section within the component Serious Organized Crime Investigation, these suspects were arrested for manufacturing illicit drugs, where drugs worth 16 million with Interpol partners. The section prevented drugs worth 26 million 18 rand 30 cents from being proliferated into the market. Other clandestine laboratories, this number 9, refer to suspects arrested for illicit brewing of 10 million rand worth of the Hawks members received information from customs about a consignment of suspected counterfeit Smirnoff bottle caps that had been imported into South Africa from China. An application was made on the 5th of April 2024. The intelligence led to Durban and Pietermaritzburg areas. The Pietermaritzburg Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation and the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation, the Alliance Against Counterfeit Spirit, the Pietermaritzburg Public Order Policing, and the Customs went together to the area identified. The premises were searched, and the 2 illicit manufacturing laboratories that were manufacturing illicit Smirnoff were discovered, where approximately 10 million rands worth of stock and equipment were seized. 12 suspects, inclusive Norman Lewis and others, were arrested and charged with illicit manufacturing of liquor and contravention of Counterfeit Goods Act. They appeared in Pietermaritzburg Magistrate Court on the 8th of April 2024, and the matter is postponed to the 12th of September 2024. Illegal mining and precious metals and diamonds. This is a category resorting within the Serious Organized Crime Investigation component. Currently, the DPCI has 281 accused persons before the various courts in the country on charges relating to precious metals and diamonds. Of these accused persons, 89 are Basotho, 79 Zimbabweans, 50 Mozambicans, 49 South Africans, 14 are from other various countries. A total number of 45 accused persons were sentenced during this period under review. In case number 10, trio share 243 years imprisonment for robbery. That happened in the Northwest Province. In November 2015, the victim was on his way to Wolmaransstad conveying diamond gravel when an old vehicle veered towards the victim's vehicle, causing an accident in which the vehicle eventually overturned. The victim was accosted by armed men who robbed the diamond gravel, pistol, and other personal belongings. While the robbery was still in progress, another Isuzu buggy was hijacked, Community members attempted to apprehend the suspects, but they were shot at by the accused. The accused were apprehended and prohibited firearms were recovered. The matter was referred to Klerksdorp-based Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team of the Hawks, which fully investigated the case. On the 25th of April 2024, Stembiso Mutembu, Tsepo Sibeko, and Bongani Mukwanazi were each sentenced by the Klerksdorp Regional Court to 5 years imprisonment for theft of motor vehicles, 15 years imprisonment for 2 counts of robbery with aggravating circumstances, 4 years imprisonment each on 4 counts of attempted murder, 15 years imprisonment for unlawful possession of firearm, 17 years imprisonment for possession of a licensed firearm, and 10 years imprisonment for possession of firearms as well as ammunition. The sentences amount to a total of 243 years imprisonment, and the convicts will serve 17 years imprisonment as the sentences will run concurrently. Coming to the serious corruption investigation, case number 11, police officials share 40. In August 2014, 2 police officials, Warrant Officer Jonathan Plaiki and Sergeant Mourne Fosser, were arrested by the Belleville-based Hawks Serious Corruption Investigation Team after reacting to information received that the 2 members sold a case docket where they were given 40,000 rands. The 2 officials were charged on corruption, extortion, and defeating the administration of justice, and were found on the 26th of October 2023. The pair was subsequently dismissed from the SAPS through expeditious process. On the 3rd of April 2024, the pair was individually imprisoned for defeating the ends of justice. The court ordered that all sentences be served concurrently, which means that they shall effectively serve 9 years imprisonment each. Over and above, both convicts dealing with a former cabinet minister and businessman arrested for corruption. That happened in Gauteng. In June 2022, the State Capture Commission released the 4th report where several recommendations required that law enforcement agencies should institute criminal investigations. The national head of the DPCI established a state capture task team to investigate identified matters. Amongst these recommendations is a case involving Enterprise Outsourcing Holdings, EOH, which specializes in the provision of technology services to businesses, IT services, systems integration, software, industrial technology, and business process outsourcing. The investigation confirmed that during the period 28 April 2015 to the 2nd February 2018, Jehan McKay, 47, then an executive on behalf of EOH, enticed Mr. Zizi Kodwa, 54, with an alleged gratification amounting to 1.7 million rands. The monies are reported to have been utilized for the purpose of purchasing a motor vehicle and the payment of luxury accommodation. On the 4th of June 2024, warrants of arrest were issued against the duo. On the 5th of June 2024, the duo handed themselves over to the Hawks Multidisciplinary State Capture Task Team of the Serious Corruption Investigation at Bramley Police Station. They appeared in the Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting in Palm Ridge, where they were granted 30,000 rand bail each. They are facing charges relating to the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act, PRECA, as well as the Prevention of Organized Crime Act, POCA. The case is remanded to the 10th of September for representation. Case number 13, corrupt Pakistani to serve 30 years imprisonment. This happened in Gauteng. On the 24th of March 2022, a multidisciplinary operation was conducted at the Department of Home Affairs in Krugersdorp by members of the Hawk Serious Organized Crime Investigation, Crime Intelligence, Tactical Response Team, and Anti-Corruption Unit of the Department of Home Affairs. Passports were being processed using local identity numbers and fingerprints while overriding the system by inserting pictures of foreign nationals, a term referred to as photo swapping. During the operation, 14 South Africans, 12 Somalians, and one Pakistani, Afran Ahmed, who is believed to be the kingpin, were arrested, and 2 vehicles were seized. On the 13th of June 2024, Ahmed was convicted and sentenced by the 10 years sentence imposed on him in a separate earlier case. He was also declared unfit to possess a firearm. The remaining accused will appear in Kagiso Magistrate Court on the 10th of September 2024. Case number 14, dishonest former Home Affairs employee convicted for fraud. That happened in the Eastern Cape province. During 2021, Tony Stout, 31-year-old, who was employed as a clerk at the Department of Home Affairs in Cleary Park, betrayed his employer by fraudulently using identity details of South African, swapping with photos of foreign nationals who have applied for local passports. This was discovered during national operation after a complaint was lodged by a citizen from KwaZulu-Natal. The matter was referred to the Hawk Serious Organized Crime Investigation, where it was confirmed that Stout orchestrated numerous fraudulent identity documentation transactions in contravention of Identity Act 68 of 1997 for his personal benefit. On the 26th of March 2021, Stout was arrested and made his first court appearance in New Law Magistrate Court, where he was released on warning. After a series of court appearances, Stout pleaded guilty, where he was convicted on the 28th of May 2024 for charges of fraud and contravention of the Identity Act 68 of 1997. On the 8th of August 2024, which is later, not specifically in the current reporting period, Stout was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. We are just reporting on this for conclusion on how the matter was disposed of. Coming to serious commercial crime investigation, this case number 15, an employee of KPMG defrauded his employer. This happened in Gauteng province. It is alleged that from 2021 to 2022, Fidelis Moema, who was employed as a bursary specialist at KPMG, misdirected the funds meant for bursary recipient. Instead of paying university fees on behalf of students, he would pay the money into bank accounts belonging to friends and individuals who own companies. The money would then be paid back into his personal account. KPMG suffered a loss of 16.5 million rand due to his fraudulent actions. On the 2nd of April 2024, the suspect handed himself over the Johannesburg Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team, where he was charged with theft, fraud, and money laundering, and made his first appearance at the Specialized Commercial Crime Court on November 2022. Lebogang Daniel Sigubudu, 36, a director of Black Ain't Supplier Company, received several payments directly from KPMG amounting to 657,000 rand and transferred 598,000 back to Moema's personal bank account. Trevor Machimana, a director of Business Dynamics Synergies, received over R1 million from KPMG and reportedly transferred 880,000 to Moema's bank account. On the 18th of April 2024, Sigubudu and Machimana were also arrested and appeared before the Palm Ridge Court in the Specialized Commercial Crime Court. On the 1st of June 2024, Dikeledi Moema, who is the main accused's mother, handed herself to the Hawks and appeared in court 18th of October 2024. In the next case, case number 16, former CFO and the family defraud Star Schools. This happened in Gauteng. Between 2019 and 2021, Priscilla Ramlakhan, the chief financial officer of the Star Schools, is alleged to have fraudulently transferred money from the entity's account into her own bank accounts. She would subsequently transfer the money to her husband, Yassim Ramlakhan, as well as their children's bank accounts. This was done under the guise of paying tax to the South African Revenue Service, SARS. Other payments were referred under the school expenses, and the total amount stolen was cash over 12.3 million rands. The chief executive officer of the Star Schools Metric Rewrite Program appointed auditors to conduct auditing. The probe uncovered fraudulent activities implicating the CFO. In October 2022, the case was reported to the Hillbrow police station. The Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation revealed the flow of funds to close family members. The docket was, as a result, referred to the DPP for decision, which resulted in the warrant of arrest being issued and executed. The former CFO was the first to be arrested on the 4th of April 2024, followed shortly by Shan Ungan Pillay on the 10th of April 2024, and Yashin on the 16th of April 2024. On the 8th of May 2024, the trio appeared in the Specialized Commercial Crime Court of Johannesburg, which sits in Palm Ridge. They have been granted bail, Yashin and Pillay 10,000 rand each, whilst Priscilla was released on 100,000 rand bail. The outstanding implicated person, which is the daughter, is said to be based overseas. The matter was postponed to the 10th of September 2024. In case number 17, a fraudster sentenced to 40 years imprisonment for fraud. This happened in Gauteng province. During 2021, Swerin Govender swindled numerous victims out of an estimated amount of 18 million rands. The Hawks made a public appeal through the media to assist in tracing her. On the 7th of October 2022, Govender was arrested by the Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation. She was charged for investment fraud and appeared in the Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court sitting at Palm Ridge. She has been in custody ever since her arrest after her numerous bail bids were successfully opposed. On the 16th of March 2024, she pleaded guilty to 15 counts of fraud. On the 26th of April 2024, the court sentenced her to a collective 40 years imprisonment. She was ordered to spend 15 years imprisonment as other years are to run concurrently. In case number 18, fraudster sentenced to 291 years imprisonment. This happened in Gauteng province. Lerado Patricia Mufamadi, formerly employed by MMG South Africa Limited as an executive administrator, performed duties such as receiving pay cash, reconciliation and processing of company invoices. Instead of paying the suppliers, she fraudulently processed invoices supplier for payments and transferred the funds into a personal bank account as well as unknown other bank accounts. The company discovered the fraudulent transactions and the matter was reported at Rosebank Police Station in February 2022. The case was transferred to Johannesburg-based Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team, resulting in her arrest on the 4th of April 2023. The MMG company suffered a loss of 15 million rands due to her fraudulent activities. Mufamadi pleaded guilty and was convicted on multiple counts of fraud. On the 6th of May 2024, the Palm Ridge Specialized Commercial Crime Court, which is at the Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court sitting in Palm Ridge, imposed a cumulative sentence of 291 years to Mufamadi. That is 15 years imprisonment for each of the 13 counts and 8 years effective, 18 years imprisonment after some of the sentences were ordered to run concurrently. In case number 19, arrest in 2.8 billion rands BHI holding Ponzi scheme. This happened in Gauteng. Since 2008, individuals invested capital to the tune of over 2.8 billion rands in BHI trust scheme, with promises of generating profits exceeding interest of over 10%. In a typical Ponzi scheme fashion, BHI trust scheme started to falter and failed to keep up with the promises that was made to the investors. The investigation by the Johannesburg Hawk Serious to the scheme, which utilized capital for payments to investors withdrawing their capital from BHI Trust as fictitious profits. This elaborate misrepresentation by the scheme led to massive losses by the investors. On the 6th of October 2023, Greg Roy Wariner was arrested at Sandton Police Station where he handed himself over. On the 27th of May 2024, Wariner was convicted and sentenced to 25 years imprisonment on 206 counts of fraud and one of contravening the Financial Advisory Intermediary Service Act, FISA, as the matter was committed before the amendment of such act, for operating an investment scheme without a license or being registered as a financial service provider. On the 31st of May 2024, Pillay was arrested when he attempted to flee to overseas, where he was refused entry and sent back to the Republic of South Africa, where he found the Hawks investigating, waiting for him at OR Tambo International Airport. Haldane handed himself over on the morning of the 3rd of June 2024. The pair subsequently appeared in Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting in Palm Ridge. On the 10th of June 2024, the pair were released on 100,000 Rand bail each, and they will appear again on the 16th of October 2024. The next batch is matters relating to the South African Revenue Service, SARS-related cases. The collaboration between the DPCI and the South African Revenue Service, SARS, are bearing fruit. At the end of the quarter under review, the DPCI was carrying 724 cases that affect SARS, of which 260 were on the court roll, 262 pending decision, and 202 are under investigation. 104 suspects, which is made of 77 juristic persons and 77 natural persons and 27 juristic persons, were arrested on 51 cases. 34 accused ordered by the court to be paid back to SARS was 5,171,074.19. I shall cite two cases in this regard. The first one being a transnational organized criminal group shares 11,052 years imprisonment. This happened in Gauteng province. Between 2009 and 2016, the accused were members of various entities registered in terms of the Close Corporation Act of 1984 and the Companies Act of 1973. They also registered their companies for value-added tax, VAT, in terms of the South African Revenue Service Act. 23 cases were opened at the Johannesburg Central Police Station for submitting false VAT returns and for the said close corporation, as well as claiming undue VAT refund from SARS. In support of their claim, the accused forged and uttered invoices to SARS. The undue VAT refund was then paid by SARS into the various bank accounts of the various entities. From there, the monies were transferred into various other accounts under control of the accused or withdrawn. The entities in question were not trading or conducting any business during the period they claimed the undue refund, which is 2009 to 2015, and did not incur any input expenses that warrant the refund from SARS. Therefore, they prejudiced SARS in the amount of 300 million rands. The cases were referred to Gauteng-based Hawk Serious investigation for further investigation. The initial investigation was conducted by SARS officials which done very good work. The accused were secured before court between 2015 and 2017. On the 19th of April 2024, the Gauteng Local Division of the High Court sentenced 8 of the 13 accused to a cumulative 11,052 years imprisonment for the 391 counts of money laundering, fraud, forgery, uttering, assisting another to benefit from unlawful activities, acquisition and possession or use of proceeds of unlawful activities, contravention of the Birth and Death Registration Act, the contravention of the Identification Act, and contravention of the Attorneys Act and Prevention of Corrupt Activities Act. These are clear pattern of racketeering activities. The 8 convicts were individually sentenced as follows. Jeremiah Nyasha Musiwanko Dube, a Zimbabwean man, was sentenced to 3,376 years imprisonment, of which he shall effectively serve 65 years. Mavudzi Maxwell Ndofu, a Zimbabwean attorney by profession, male in gender, was convicted on 30 to serve a sentence of 3,272, of which he shall effectively serve 65 years imprisonment. The third, Edward Shoniwa, a Zimbabwean man, was sentenced 168 years imprisonment, of which he shall effectively serve 15 years. The third, Rebecca Dube, who is South African, married to the Nyasha Dube, the first individual. This one, a South African woman, was sentenced to a collective of 1,596 years, which she shall serve 25 years imprisonment. Dr. Sello Athlon Ratebe, a South African man, was sentenced 1,557 years, which he shall serve effectively 15 years imprisonment. Zamaswazi Odrira Debe, who is also a South African woman, was sentenced 73 years, of which she shall effectively serve 5 years imprisonment. Bongani Mbonani, a South African man, was sentenced 57 years imprisonment, of which he shall serve 5 years effectively. The last one, Muliei Constance Ramoni Musotho, a woman, was sentenced 953 years, of which she shall effectively serve 10 years imprisonment. The total amount is 11,052 years, of which a combined total effective sentence is 205 years. 2 of the accused, both at trial, Wafa Dube, a 56 Zimbabwean man, absconded just before conviction, and his warrant of arrest has been authorized by court. The asset forfeiture processes is pending, while minimum amounts were already attached. Case number 21, suspects linked to over 600 million rand SARS fraud arrested. This happened in the Free State province. In September 2018, SARS discovered that its employee who were stationed at Fixback Bridge, Maseru Bridge, and Van Rooyendyk Bridge had allegedly facilitated 333 transactions amounting to 653,500,455 rands 28 cents. All identified transactions were imported assignments, cargo, textile, in bond removal, from Durban port of entry to be exported from the Free State border post Maseru Bridge. The Hawks, working together with the Anti-Corruption Investigation Unit of SARS, presented the case before the National Prosecuting Authority for decision. On the 6th, 7, and 16 June 2024, 10 suspects, among them Boitsoko Matsodi, were arrested by the Hawks in Limpopo, Gauteng, Free State, and Eastern Cape. The accused appeared in a Ladybrand Magistrate Court on the 10th of June and contravention of the Companies and Exercise Act and contravention of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act. They were released on bail ranging from 1,500 rands to 5,000 rands. The matter is postponed to the 11th of November 2024 for trial. In case number 22, convicted fraudster jailed for 15 years imprisonment. This happened in Gauteng. Between October 2016 and July 2020, Nicolene Treisman, who was employed at Nidec Industrial Automatic South Africa as a payroll administrator, as well as an assistant accountant, stole money from her employer. She was authorized to access the company's bank accounts. Her modus operandi was to create fraudulent payment instructions and substitute the supplier's banking details with her own, resulting in the company losing 6.1 million rands. In November 2020, a case was reported to Douglas police station and referred to the Hawks for further investigation. The Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation received the docket for further investigation, which linked Treisman to 173 counts of fraud. On the 24th of August 2022, she was arrested and appeared before the Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting in Palm Ridge, where she was granted 5,000 rand bail. On the 8th of April 2024, the court sentenced Treisman to 15 years imprisonment for fraud and money laundering in terms of the poker. In the case number 23, dating scammer sentenced to 8 years imprisonment. That happened in Gauteng. In September 2017, a case was reported at Randfontein police station. It was alleged that Peter Obieze Ezi, a Nigerian conman who was based in Cape Town, befriended a 60-year-old woman victim from Randfontein on Facebook. He cloaked himself with the identity of a businessman named James Brodsky from Syria. The pair soon hit off romantically. Messages started flowing frequently, leading to the victim feeling emotionally attached despite having never physically seen her new lover. All she had were pictures of a seemingly well-to-do white man from overseas who claimed to have been unfairly detained in Syria. He stated that he had just been released from prison and he had no access to his bank accounts. He then asked 100,000 rand to be wired to him in order to travel to South Africa, which he never did. But the victim paid. The victim further transferred an amount of 30,000 rand supposedly to arrange all related documents for traveling. Needless to say, he never arrived in the country on the scheduled date. However, he moved out of Cape Town to Eastern Cape. The case docket was assigned to the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation, which conducted investigation. On the 28th of May 2021, the investigators tracked and arrested Izzy in Grahamstown, where he was running a fruit shop in Central Business District. He was consequently transferred to Gauteng to face the allegations. On the 10th of May 2024, Iz was convicted of fraud and money laundering. On the 15th of May 2024, he was sentenced to 8 years imprisonment by the Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court sitting in Paris. Officials face fraud charges. This happened in the Northwest Province. On the 28th of May 2024, Ntilaleng Madlabeni, Director of Northwest Health Department, and Elliot Mudoni, the Director in the Northwest Health Department, were arrested and appeared in the Mahigan Magistrate Court facing charges of fraud. The pair appeared alongside Andrew Galagala, former HOD, Lydia Ginelwe Sebeho, former HOD, Vuyo Mbulawa, Chief, and then Rudolph Lodwani Mabe, and Joseph Leshabane, the service provider. The charges against the two former HODs relate to service level agreements that were signed between the two companies and their directors on services that never to be rendered to the hospitals, the services that needed to be rendered to the two hospitals. The said services were, however, not rendered. This is regardless of the companies having allegedly submitted fraudulent invoices which were paid to the department after having been authorized by Mbulawa. This allegedly led to the loss of 86 million rand to the Department of Health paid to Mavi's company, and over 49 million rand paid to Leshabane's company. The two HODs signed the service level agreements while they knew that the two companies were not compliant. The matter is remanded to the 16th of September 2024. In case number 25, the IEC commissioner arrested for 1.2 million alleged trust fund theft. This happened in Gauteng. It is alleged that between January 2012 and April 2012, Dr. Nomsa Preisi Masuku, who was the head of the bank's corporate social investment program for the trust set up by Standard Bank to provide scholarships and bursary to deserving people, misappropriated the funds. An intensive investigation by the Johannesburg-based Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation established that Masuku awarded scholarships to friends and family members through manipulation of documents and without the approval of the committee. An estimated amount of 1.2 million was deposited directly into a personal account. On the 21st of June 2024, the Hawks arrested Masuku. On the 24th of June 2024, she appeared in Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting in Palm Ridge, facing charges of fraud. She was released on 20,000 rand bail, and the matter is remanded to the 4th of September 2024. The next batch of cases, damage to essential infrastructure. Case number 26, Duo to share 54 years for theft of Transnet crude oil. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. In December 2021, security guards were patrolling the fence in Kabochem in Newcastle when they noticed a truck and a tanker trailer standing in the vicinity. They discovered an illegal valve fitting and the pipe that were attached to Transnet crude oil pipeline and oil, where oil was being pumped from the pipe into the tanker. When they approached the truck and the tanker, the suspects ran away. A case of theft and tampering with essential infrastructure was opened and the docket was allocated to the Newcastle based Hawks serious organized crime investigation. The total loss to Transnet is approximately 800,000 rand. An intensive investigation by the Hawks resulted in an arrest of Boitumelo Mathabata and McDonald Ndlovu, who were charged on the 31st of July 2021. On the 8th of April 2024, the Newcastle Regional Court sentenced Mathabata to 15 years imprisonment for tampering with essential infrastructure and 15 years imprisonment for theft of crude oil, whereas Ndlovu received 12 years imprisonment for tampering with essential infrastructure and 12 years imprisonment for theft of crude oil. In case number 27, Duos shares 320 years imprisonment for essential infrastructure. This happened in the Western Cape province. On the 1st of July 2021, the police responded to information received about a vehicle traveling on the N2 suspected to be carrying stolen cell phone towers. The police, together with private security, found the accused on the scene and recovered batteries. The three suspects, Sakele Nicholas Magubudela, Tudo Komongwe, and Callisto Charedeka, were immediately arrested and the case handed to the George-based Hawks Economic Protected Resources Team for further investigation. Through intensive investigation, it was discovered that the suspects were operating as a syndicate and were responsible for a number of theft and tampering with essential infrastructure around the Western Cape province. They were linked to 15 cases totaling the value of 1.3 million rand of damaged property. On the 17th of May 2024, Magubudela and Komongwe were each sentenced by Thembalethu Regional Court to 90 years imprisonment for 9 counts of damage to essential infrastructure, 10 years imprisonment for money laundering, 60 years imprisonment for 15 counts of housebreaking with intent to steal and theft. Both accused were each sentenced to 60 years imprisonment. From count 2 to count 25 will run concurrently with count 1. Both accused will effectively serve 10 years imprisonment each. The Thembalethu Regional Court sentenced Magubudela and Komonge to 320 cumulative years for damaging the infrastructure. Callisto Chadereka escaped from George Correctional Services facilities on the 23rd of August 2023 and is still at large. The Priority Crime Specialized Investigation, PCSI. The Priority Crime Specialized Investigation of the DPCI consists of 3 sections, which are Asset for Future Investigation, Cybercrime Investigation, and Specialized Investigation. Within the Cybercrime section, there is a Digital Forensic Investigation Unit, that is a DFI. The DFI units are present in all the provinces and at head office. The digital forensic investigation work. During the period under review, the DFI finalized the scientific extraction and analysis of data evidence from 850 electronic devices or exhibits in the first quarter of 2024-2025 financial year. This constitutes a substantial performance increase of 48% as compared to the previous financial year. The other section, Asset for Future Investigation. The Asset for Future Investigation, in collaboration with the Asset for Future Unit of the National Prosecuting Authority, has made significant advances in recovering ill-gotten gains, disrupting the financial incentives of criminal activities. A total number of 77 court orders, including preservation orders, forfeiture orders, restraint orders, and confiscation orders with a monetary value of 134,609,808 rands were granted, and an amount of 16,152,423 rands was paid into the Criminal Assets Recovery Account, called CARA, in the first quarter. I will cite 3 cases in this regard. Case number 28, assets of alleged Ponzi scheme kingpin attached. This happened in Gauteng province. On the 28th of May 2024, various assets at over 59 million were attached from a restraint order granted by Gauteng Local Division of the High Court sitting in Johannesburg at the instant of the National Director of Public Prosecution, with the assistance from the Hawks and the South African Reserve Bank. The assets are located in various parts of the country, including Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape, Gauteng, and the Northwest provinces. They include vehicles, game farms, and holiday homes. The assets belonging to the 3 accused in a Ponzi scheme matter, their associates, and other beneficiaries were seized. The 3 accused are Kelvin Cholwick, TNS Johannesburg Skuman, and Johan de Klerk, who are currently facing various criminal charges in Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court, ranging from fraud to contravention of the Banks Act. The 4th mastermind of the scheme died in 2017 before the commencement of trial. Following various complaints from the members of the public in 2015, the South African Reserve Bank commissioned an extensive investigation into the affairs of certain activities that appeared to be chosen vehicles for running the Ponzi scheme. The investigation revealed over the period of 2012 to 2016 that all 3 accused and the late suspect acted as mere role players in the scheme, chiefly using the company called Fin Capital to commit the fraud. In short, the accused hold through television investment opportunities in the entities linked to this Ponzi scheme. They allegedly enticed investors by offering them high and unrealistic monthly returns between 25% to 45% on the investment that they make. The public who were duped to invest in the scheme lost over 100 million rands. The various sheriffs of the High Court attached the assets in question, effectively putting them in the custody of the curator in line with the restraint order. This is done pending the outcome of the ongoing criminal case. In the next case, case number 29, farm used as a clandestine laboratory auctioned. That happened in KwaZulu-Natal. In 2019, the Newcastle-based Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation received information about Tiger Kloof Farm that was used as a clandestine laboratory at Ingogo near Newcastle. An operation was conducted and evidence collected. It was concluded that the farm was used as a clandestine laboratory. In October 2022, the matter was referred to the Hawks Asset Forfeiture Investigation, which worked together with the Asset Forfeiture Unit of the National Prosecuting Authority in securing the final forfeiture order. Hence, the farm was finally auctioned. On the 10th of May 2024, an amount of $1,003,466.90 was deposited into the Kara following the auction of the farm. Case number 30, an amount of $180,000 forfeited to the state. This happened in KwaZulu-Natal. On the 3rd of October 2023, the police at King Chaka International Airport arrested a Pakistani, Idris Abdul Aziz, for concealing $180,000 on his body. It is alleged that Aziz failed to declare this amount to the custom at the airport. As a result, that cash was seized. The Durban-based Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation were called to the scene, and Aziz was charged for contravention of the Currency and Exchange Act. He appeared in the Verula Magistrate Court on the 5th of October 2023, where he was granted 15,000 rand bail. On the 25th of October 2023, the Hawks Asset Forfeiture Investigation, working together with the National Prosecuting Authority's Asset Forfeiture Unit, secured a preservation order for $180,000, which is equivalent to 3,285,511.63 rands. On the 28th June 2024, the amount were deposited in the criminal Kara recovery account after a final forfeiture order was granted in March 2024. The accused in the matter, Aziz, will return to court on the 27th of August 2024. In conclusion, as I conclude, allow me to point out that the component head of the Serious Organized Crime Investigation, Major General Kana, will be retiring from office on the 31st of August 2024, this month, in few days' time. He will be succeeded by Brigadier Flynn, who shall become a Major General with effect from the 1st of September 2024. Brigadier Flynn is sitting at the end of the table here. Congratulations, Brigadier. You will become a Major General on the 1st of September 2024. The Brigadier was the provincial commander responsible for serious organized crime in the Northwest Province. That is where you shall have been seen the arrest of illegal miners with the confiscation of a variety of rifles, the matter that was also flashed on international television. Thank you. Furthermore, on the 30th of September 2024, the Divisional Commissioner, Lieutenant General Advocate Musibi, the CFE, will retire from office, where he is the Divisional Commissioner, National Priority Offences Operations. He will be retiring at the end of September. The Divisional Commissioner is sitting here on the table. He have worked well over 40 years specializing in mostly in the commercial crime related environment. When he retire, he will be replaced on the 1st of October 2024. We will make the announcement immediately at the beginning of September 2024 to allow the designate incumbent to be ready that when he leave the office, the new appointee must move into that office. We will be announcing that early in September. In revealing this accomplishment, we note that the fight against national priority offenses remain an ongoing challenge that requires sustained commitment and collaboration. The DPCI recapitulates its commitment to work diligently to address the evolving threat and bring those who engage in criminality to justice. The DPCI shall at all times continue to enforce the law of the Republic without fear, favor, or prejudice. I thank you.